wanted to take a quick moment to show you a feature about HDR that is actually, you don't have to shoot multiple exposures for it. It's a little bit different, but if you don't shoot multiple exposures, you just want to try one photo, you can by all means do it. Here we're going to open up one of the photos from the previous HDR lesson. Open it up in Camera Raw, and honestly, I'm just going to click Open Image. Get right into Photoshop so I can show you what you can do. You come down here to Image Adjustments, and in fact, let's do one quick thing just to make things run a little bit faster, because this stuff does do a lot of pixel crunching. I'm going to reduce the image size. Okay, so now we come under Image, go down to Adjustments, and you come to the options called HDR Toning. This essentially takes the HDR dialog box that we saw in the previous videos and puts it right over into Photoshop. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's just a dialog box. But it's working on Photoshop, and you're just doing it with one photo. So you're gonna nowhere near get the range of shadows and highlights that we were able to get back with the HDR Pro version. In fact, I'd venture to say if you're going to be using this, you're very much looking for more of a painterly, surreal style with your photo, because you're not going to get very realistic results with it. But again, it's good to start with a preset, so let's go with the surrealistic option up here. And you can see it gets very, very crazy. Let's bring our strength down, let's bring our radius down, and just start to tweak these two guys over here. Okay, so you could see, I mean, it gets painterly. It gets painterly very, very quickly here. Just take a look at the shadow or the darker areas and the brighter areas over here. I mean, it just gets very, very crazy. Gamma, so same thing. All the sliders pretty much work the same. Okay, it's just you're doing it on one photo. Look at the sky. I mean, if you watch the other video lessons, you'll know that we got the sky looking a lot different. I won't say better or worse, because you might like this instead, but we had a lot more dramatic and a lot more detail in the sky, but that's because we were going off of 3 different exposures versus the one exposure that we have here. But it's definitely something to try. Come through here, just click around inside of there. You're going to notice a much more painterly effect. There's, as much as you can try to tweak the area up front here, it's still always going to be very, very bright. And in fact, you can, as you really start to change the settings, you'll see you can do a lot of damage, I guess you can call, with some of those settings inside of there. But we still got the curve, so we can come in there and we can add some contrast and whatnot to it. Is it an image? It is an image. If you haven't shot multiple exposures and you're looking for that kind of grungy, surrealistic style, well, then give it a try. Okay, but if you really want the best HDR photos, you're going to have to shoot the multiple exposures and run it through the HDR Pro version first.